A tough loss, double overtime loss to the Bulls. And that was our last home game for the next 9 days. So my question to you guys is, how much did that game hurt us? I know we need to win as much as possible going into this tough stretch we're gonna talk about in the show. But how much did that game hurt us? And are you guys kind of concerned about James Harden's foot injury that he kind of re-aggravated during the game last night?
Well, I mean, first off, the game does hurt. I mean, because it's a home game. It's a very winnable game against a team we've had success, versus, recently, a lot of success. And it's before this road stretch. So it was a huge game. I think you have to win some of these road games, and with some of this stretch that we have, you got to win a good majority of those games to make this game not as big or not as relevant. But this game looms large if we have a losing streak or negative wins versus losses on this upcoming 9 days or whatever it is where we have this tough stretch. So I think it is a bad loss. How bad of a loss will depend on what we do from here on out. As far as James' foot, not sure. I mean, you got to think that it was bothering him last night. Not sure if it was just that particular time, and maybe if a day or so can help it feel better. Maybe it wasn't just a prolonging thing; it's just a right now thing or last night thing. But you could tell. I mean, you can tell that, something was bothering him, and not necessarily just from misses and makes. It was just from explosiveness.
Yeah.
He was still getting by guys, but you didn't see the lift that you had seen recently.
He was losing the ball a lot, too, just looked not sharp.
So some of that could be that, but I don't want to say it's all that. I mean, somebody could just be not a good game for him. I mean, that's very possible. But I think it's going to come down to how he can bounce back starting on Wednesday, and also if he's able to play in some of these back-to-backs. Will let me know a lot as far as the injury. So it's almost like a wait and see, like how bad this loss is.
Yeah. The Pat Bev was getting him the business last night. He was like pressing him like all the way up the court all game.
Yeah, but that wouldn't make him struggle from doing that stuff because I mean, guys get pressure. I mean, if you got a pressure release, just get a ball to Maxey. I mean, it's a pressure release. You ain't got to bring the ball up against anybody. Just give it to him, then get the ball when you can get it across half court. Like that's not something that should really be an issue.
Yeah, I saw him wincing a few times too. Just kind of, you could tell he was in pain for something. They said Embiid was a little bit as well, so they're both dealing with something. Great. It's a rough loss just because it was, especially a double overtime one. You want to come away with the win after spending all that extra time on it. It seems like we have, I mean, not to say Chicago's a bad team. They're not a bad team. We are better than them. We're a superior team. But we have like one of these every month where we have a game where we should have won to an inferior opponent and we lose. I think that March was our only one because, Miami gives us work. Boston's obviously a tough team in February. We lost to Dallas, and Dallas is not, I wouldn't say too inferior. I mean, we're better, but Dallas is a good team. Those like Orlando loss was pretty rough in January. And then there was one other one too. Which one was it? Oh yeah, it was Chicago again. Chicago's beat us 2 in a row, actually.
Yeah.
After owning them, they come out and they're, they know that stuff,
12 straight wins up until the one win the first win they had against us this year.
Yeah, now 2 in a row. How about that? Yeah, it hurts because
Did Joel play that game?
No, I don't think because I think he is 12. I think he's 12-0 against them, right? So I don't think he played in the January one. Check right now though. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see if even without Harden, I want to see how we bounce back. Embiid did not play in the other game, by the way. So yeah, that Embiid streak is now gone. Man, our road is so tough right now. It's not even just the next four or five road games. It's just this whole back half schedule is so hard. We need to win some of those games that you could say 50-50 or you wouldn't be so upset about a loss. Now you got to come back and win that. I really want to see how we respond to the Bulls. That's going to be very curious because last time we lost like this, I think it's the same thing happened in Miami, right? Miami beat us at Philly, and then we came back and played the next day without, I think, Embiid and Harden, right? Both of them.
I think it was just Embiid. I think Harden.
James played. I thought it was just Joel.
Oh, it was just Joel?
Yeah.
We might have a similar one, but this time without James. So I really want to see how we respond against them on Wednesday. That'll tell me a lot. But yeah, man, it was brutal. But as far as James getting so much flack right now, all right, that was his worst game probably as a Sixer. Like everyone's due a clunker, man. I'm not going to start saying like, what does this mean for him going forward? It's a bad game. Everyone has a bad game. So, on top of that, I'm more concerned about the injury than I am about his poor play. Because between the injury, just him having an off day or the defense, I think it's a combination of off day and just injury. I don't think Pat Bev, like Russ says, he's just running around out there, man.
I wouldn't go that far, but I get what you're saying.
Hey, I'm just quoting your boy, Eric. No, I think it's more annoying. I'll tell you what, when you're having a bad day, Pat Bev's a bad guy to be guarding you. Yeah. Because he'll make you think that it's him the entire time. So I'm sure that was just terrible timing to have that happen with him. But yeah, I think we'll wait to see what happens in Chicago. I think Chicago splitting with them, it's not the craziest thing. And how we do in this road trip, man, that's we really have to, I'm gonna say win out because it's a tough little trip, but that'll tell us how bad this one stings in the long run.